How many times have you been driving along, song comes on, then the smile happens, fingers start tapping on the wheel, and you think to yourself, I remember when I first heard this song. You're not 59 anymore, you're 17, in a car. In a moment, you thought you'd forgotten. Music does that, and so does photography for me. They both freeze time just long enough to remember who you were and why you kept going. What's that one thing you've always come back to? Just leave a comment and let me know. The thing that stayed with you, and not because life made it easy, but because deep down it felt like the only thing that ever made sense. For me, that's photography. I'm Pete George. Some call me Georgie. And this is Lens and Life with Georgie. It's not a podcast about gear or perfect lighting or hustle to be noticed. It's about the things we see and the things we care about, and sometimes the things that we carry. Truth is, I nearly didn't do this. Not just the podcast. I mean any of it. There's been many iterations or whatever you want to call it of Peter George experience, out of the cave, and all of those things. And that was me trying to find my lane. And the other side to that is, for a long time, years now that I realise it, I've lived with mental illness. Now, that still creeps in, the quiet, convincing voice in your head that tells you that you're not good enough, that your message isn't worth hearing, and all of those kind of things. And even now, as I sit here, mic on, headphones on, the voice still whispers. But here I am showing up, because I remember this one moment years ago when Dad turned around for the first time, I think ever, with a smile on his face and just that little bit of recognition you want from your father. And he looked at one of the photos and he said, "Son, you're good at this. Don't lose it." And the hard thing for me was, through the mental illness, I did lose it and lost a lot of people along the way. Not because they've passed away, because I pushed them away. And that was it. Simple, quiet, but it stuck with me, what Dad said. And I think we all carry a version of that. Some small spark we carry, scared of losing it. Well, I hope this podcast is my way of holding on to that spark. And maybe if you're here, it's a way for you to hold on to yours too. You don't need to be a photographer to listen. You just need to have lived a little, to have struggled, to have looked back and said, I thought I'd have to work this out by now. Now, at 59, I'm moving back into where I know that I can help others. And that is through photography, through mentoring, and through inspiring people through other conversations. The photography side of things is just going to be something that I do and share in a unique way through both Peter George Media and Lens and Life with Georgie, both here on the podcast and also on YouTube. So each episode, I'll bring you something real, I hope. Sometimes it's a story from the road when I'm on my travels with Jane and I take the photos, and I'll share what it meant to take that photo, not just how to take it. Sometimes it'll be a conversation with someone who's been through a rough patch and still chose to create. And sometimes it'll just be me having a chat, reflecting on things that I've done, things that have helped me along the way, and just offering whatever I've got. Because that's what I believe in, showing up with heart. Even if your voice shakes, even if you're still figuring out, even if the world doesn't clap. This is what this podcast is for. So if you ever felt like you're starting again, whether in your art, your life, or your head. You're not alone. And if this podcast becomes a place you can come back to, that's enough for me. Thanks for being here. Let's see where this goes. If this episode meant something to you, I'd be honoured if you shared it or supported it. Head over to petergeorgemedia.com or lensandlifewithgeorgie.com, and there's a little badge there that you can go and shout me a coffee or whatever. Don't expect it. I just want to help. And until the next episode, keep creating, keep feeling, and remember, sometimes just showing up is the art.